Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Today we've got the sound system demo on the 2023 Hyundai Elantra and its 8-speaker Bose audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio inputs, adjustments, controls, speaker locations. Then we're going to head out on the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And I recommend listening with headphones so you can hear exactly what I hear in the driver's seat. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. This, if you couldn't tell, is actually the ultra-high performance Elantra N, but it still rocks the same 8-speaker Bose audio system as you can get in lower model trims. I do have to say, this is one of my favorite cars to drive around. Don't tell BMW, but we've actually got the M3 competition on the other side of the building, and I will actually be choosing to drive this week because it's more fun. So if you do want to see more on the Elantra, check the link in the description. We've got plenty of videos on all different types of Elantras, including this N model. Now, we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high-quality Roland binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory defaults, so let's take a look at those now. Pretty simple infotainment setup here. I do appreciate that Hyundai still gives us physical controls down here, very easy to lay out. We're going to go right here to media, greeted right away with our USB, because that's what we're on, and then actually we're going to go back to setup and then sound to get to our sound settings. Starting on the top with premium sound, you see dynamic speed compensation. Monitors the vehicle speed and automatically adjusts aspects of the music to ensure a consistent listening experience. Typically we run with this off, but I'm going to start changing to testing with it on, because if Bose and Hyundai really did tune this to sound good at driving speeds using that on, I think we should test with that on and see how it comes out. Then you have a startup volume limit. I actually kind of appreciate this because a lot of times I'll get home, I'll be cranking out to my music loud, it'll be middle of the day or something like that, and then I'll shut the car off, and then I'll get back in it the next day and it'll blast me. So I appreciate that this will automatically lower it down. Below that, you've got front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance. You can either move it around here, or you can fine tune it there. Then in tone, you have adjustments for treble, mid-range, and bass. Let's go through those. And that is actually it for sound adjustments here in this system. Both systems don't often have a lot of adjustability, so not too surprising. For audio controls in the Elantra, as I said, you got a lot of physical controls, a nice volume knob here in the middle. Good symmetry right there, I appreciate that. It's got good clicks, nice to feel, good depth as well. You also got a volume rocker on the right side of the wheel, up and down. For track selection, you've got seek and track buttons here. You can use the touch screen if you're in the proper menu, or right next to the volume rocker on the left or right side of the wheel, you have tracks, right where it should be. Audio inputs in the Elantra. You have your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio, Bluetooth, wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a Sounds of Nature feature, and that is it. So what does that mean you're missing? No sort of streaming services built in, no Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, anything like that. No wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, something I really lament in these higher level Hyundai systems. And no 3.5mm auxiliary input jack. Not the end of the world, but looks like you're going to be plugging in to USB if you want any sort of high fidelity music. Speaker locations. As I said, this is an 8-speaker system. Starting in the bottom left, you've got sort of a lower mid-range here, 1, tweeter 2. Up here is interesting. It looks like there are 2 speaker grills, but there's only 1 speaker, a mid-ranger 3, 4, 5 on the other door. Coming into the back, you got 6, 7 mid-ranges in the door, and then 8 a subwoofer right up there in the deck lid. All right, I'm gonna get this stuff put away. Then we're gonna get out and test these songs at 70 miles per hour. most impressive with the sound system here in the Elantra is the balancing between the forward, the middle, and the back. Oftentimes in this section of the video, I talk about mixing in terms of highs, lows, mid-ranges, things like that. But I actually think they managed the spatial aspect of this car really well. What I'm getting is a decent amount of the mid-range and some of the high-end from around here where they are. I've got that center speaker up there adding some elements to the music, and then I'm feeling and hearing the low ends come from the back. They're actually utilizing that deck lid subwoofer to provide some drive and some soul to the music. I appreciate that. I think they did a really good job working with what they got. 8 speakers is not a ton, so for them actually making it well balanced and bringing out all the different sounds of the music pretty well, I think it's pretty good at this price point. Speaking of that subwoofer, for this next song, we're going to turn the bass all the way up, see how it sounds. Around the car, and I expected some more distortion. I guess if we really get it up there, I'm getting some slap from the door speakers, but they gave that subwoofer a decent amount of power. That's not too bad. Up my thoughts on the 8-speaker Bose system here in the Hyundai Elantra. This is exactly what a premium sound system option should sound like in a car at this price point. Whether you're talking about this Elantra N that's more sport oriented but still gets this nicer sound system, or more like one of the limited Elantras in more pedestrian type form, the sound system is not going to blow you away. It's not an audiophile level system, but it's a significant step up from something that would be bass in a car like this, and it sounds good for most types of music. You can crank up your more complex songs, you can crank up your R&B, your talk radio, whatever. It's decently balanced, and even if it's not the most precise and it's not going to have every instrument come out at you, it's got a good amount of inputs and it's a good amount of power and mixing, and people are going to be happy with it. So overall, I'm giving it about a B+. It's still falling in that B category because it's not blowing me away the way something would in like a Mazda 3, for example, but I'm very happy to just sit and listen to my music, and it's certainly a strong step or two even above average. Thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the Elantra N in general, or any Elantra we've tested, check the link in the description, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always,
drive on.